Hello everyone, welcome to the Table Throw Show, a weekly D&D podcast, stream, what are we? Multimedia
Stream.
experience spectacular, where
There we go.
a bunch of people, play D&D together. Let us whisk you away into this wonderful world of fantasy wonder. Take it away, DM.
I don't think I can beat that. Hello and
That's
welcome
really nice.
to the Table Throw Show. This is where we play D&D, and it's from 8 till 9, live streamed and then put on YouTube when I eventually upload them. So I suppose I'll...
There's a few.
There is a gap. Let's put it that way.
There is, yeah.
So, we'll start off with the recap, as this music is always in the background. We'll start off with a recap. So, last session, the party found themselves going to a strange, I say a strange place, going to the Elven Embassy, although one of their enemies, their biggest enemy so far, a man named Bokar, who was basically working as a missionary, or kind of basically working in the embassy as a politician. He revealed himself to the group as an elf, as they went in there with a man named Richard or Ricard. And basically, they didn't want to be there. They were in a position which was very bad for them. They were surrounded by guards which were on his side, and he basically used this to his advantage to make the group go on a quest for him. He sent Richard off on his own to do his own small quest, and ended up basically setting the group off to do the other half of the quest, which is to collect a rare staff, or some kind of staff anyway. Upon leaving, the group actually got some items from Bokar so that they could successfully do this task, and are now currently making their way down to Fortune, which is the main kind of harbour and set of ports. Alright.
Yeah.
Swinging back in.
I
So
got
we're
the
gonna find-
teleport stone last session, right?
You
Got
did.
to find the pleasure stuff.
The what now?
The
Massive
staff.
dildo.
Wink.
Oh, okay.
You know. I don't know what you're thinking about. We're just getting a magical staff. We don't know what it does.
Okay,
No,
yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
don't.
So multi-use
Parts of the
stuff.
magic.
Well, Bokar said that he wants this for collection purposes, but we know that he also said it had some sort of arcane value. I don't feel it would be good if he did get his hands on this sort of relic.
Yeah, we haven't really got a choice.
It's going to be an ornament he's admiring. He's going to use it somehow.
Hopefully he doesn't just hang up on his wall like, oh, perfect.
Well, I mean, that would be bad, but what if this thing is just kind of extraordinarily powerful?
Well, I'm guessing... I'm saying this out of character, obviously, because Rogath has no idea what's going on. But, basically, he came out of nowhere. Actually, no, he would, because you guys are in prison. He's made his way up, and he's at the top almost, and he's ruling everything. So, obviously, I guess he's probably going to use it to expand his empire into the Horde?
Yeah, we all kind of know that situation.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember.
Well, how about we get the staff, and then we come up with the trickery when we've got the staff, and like do the whole switcheroo.
We don't
Check
have
a
any
man who's worked
leverage.
his way up into the.
Well, no,
the
we have to
politics
send
of
back
3
each
countries.
bit one at a time.
Yes, exactly.
Because we won't be able to collect the whole stuff because Richard Gayman is getting the other
yeah,
4
right.
pieces. We're getting 3.
Uh,
He seems to
Okay.
be getting the
Hard
gem.
memoryless gay
powerful.
man.
It's at this point, Athena goes, wouldn't he have to put the staff together as well if it's in pieces?
I
Or
thought you'd left us, Athena.
no, I'm waiting for my
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
I'm waiting for you to pay for my rapier and waiting for my money.
Oh right, we're going to like a city place to fix your sword, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you are.
Yeah, we'll just head down south until we find someplace.
Yeah, we're walking while we're
Yeah.
while we can talk.
So Just for a moment, you guys eventually reach, and it's not that far away from the wild. You guys are kind of on the border of and the tree lines is beginning to get thinner, and it's beginning to become more kind of open meadows and kind of plain grassland, although it is quite hilly. That's not a good word, but yeah, there's a lot of hills scattered about the landscape, and you guys do find your way into a small little, less of a town, more of a village. It's a very simple village with a set of farms which you walk through into kind of a main city centre. It looks like they've got blacksmiths, a few general goods stores. It seems a very basic kind of local town.
Does this place have a name?
You guys wouldn't know because it's not listed.
If you haven't
on
got one, it's like I just
no, it has no particular name. You don't know. You could ask somebody if you'd like.
The Nameless Town.
The Nameless Town. You could ask someone if you'd like, but
If anyone walks by, we ask.
yeah, there are a few people walking by, and you kind of stop. A simple villager who basically tells you, this is the town. The village of Mao, which is spelled M-O-U. Mao.
M-O-U.
Yeah,
right.
Mao.
Mow.
Like a cat noise. Meow.
Meow.
Yes, this is the cat of. This is where all cat noises are actually stem from. It's in the lore.
Yeah, they're grown here.
Yeah.
The cats are grown here.
No, it's just the noises, honestly.
Yeah, no. You
Did you not go
plant
to
the
school?
toe beans and you grow cats.
I'm just imagining like going through like furrows of dirt and there's just cat heads popping out of dirt,
Yep.
meowing constantly.
It
Terrifying.
should be terrifying, but sounds cute. Right.
Both.
So
Cute, but terrifying.
again, it looks like a very simple place, not necessarily anything significant.
Right. Does there look like there's a blacksmith?
Yeah, there seems to be two blacksmiths, but they're kind of in the same area. You assume that it's part of the same complex.
Right. Let's head over there.
All right. As you walk through the town, you do begin to notice that there's a lot of variation in the different races and people you see. You'll see gnomes, tieflings, occasionally a drow elves. It's a lot different to the Horde in that kind of sense. Society is definitely mixed in this region, and it's kind of nice. There's a lot of variation, and it's very appealing to the eye.
Tia perks up at the sight of other tieflings.
Yeah, it's nice and reminds you a little bit at home, but that hurts, obviously. So.
Yeah.
But it's nice
Is
to see
anyone-
other tieflings.
Is there anyone taller than me?
No, you pretty much dwarf. I mean, you make some buildings look small. You're a very large individual, so this big paladin walking around. No one is close to being as tall as you are. So yeah, you make your way to the blacksmith. Dwarven man with kind of a rough but well kept beard. It just looks like it's got certain other things in it, but it's combed nicely. Kind of with his hair tied back, wearing a rough apron. Seems to be working the blacksmith.
Did we need any other business than the sword?
No.
No, I don't think so. Is everyone equipped?
Mm-hmm.
Relatively.
I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm good, I think. Ooh, ambience. Someone's hard at work.
Yeah. Alright, so do you guys enter into the blacksmith? Or, well, it's kind of an open, if you'd imagine,
Yeah, I figured
a
it
stone
was
building, kind of an open forge. But yeah, as you guys kind of approach, the dwarven man looks over and goes, "Hello there! Is there anything I can help you with today? I'm a bit busy, give me a second." He kind of quenches real quickly some heated metal and puts it on the side. Right, anything I can do for you today?
I believe we have a sword that needs to be fixed.
A sword? What kind of sword?
I look at Athena.
Athena.
Rapier? Yes.
Athena nods and kind of hands the rapier. Well, it was just the handle and
hilt.
the hilt. But she hands it over and goes, "Repaired. This is damaged. I could make a new blade. It'll probably take me a few days. Gold-wise, if you around 30 gold, I'd say, considering materials and other costs. Actually, 15 gold, since it's not a full rapier. It's just the blade, I suppose."
It's very kind of you.
It seems to nod. Kind of shuffles the group inside.
I'm just gonna stay outside.
Yeah. He was kind of getting like the key people in, so Athena and Tia, you had the gold, so you'd have to pay.
Me? I didn't take the gold.
Did you not?
No, someone else did.
I did. Shit.
Yeah.
I thought I
Someone
handed
else
it out.
who was
I thought I
very
handed it out.
insistent.
Alright.
What was it? Someone said that we had.
If you handed it out, then you would have handed 100 gold each to the pie members, 150 to Athena, and then the rest would be party funds.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I haven't added the money to my thing yet.
Okay, then
Oh,
I'll
I
add
haven't
it to
had
my-
it.
So everyone add 100. I
Yep.
guess I'll keep the rest.
I don't know, Rosie. I don't know how much we had before, but
I
I
had
used 100 as
180 and you had 150.
well. Okay.
Not that I know
So-
your stats or anything.
Okay.
So you
150 is
guys,
mine.
as you guys are kind of organising the goals, let's say, or making sure that you have it,
I
Athena
probably
goes
did.
in.
We did it earlier. It was fine.
How
You did do
good
it
is
earlier, but-
Pav at simple maths?
As is not. Rosemary is okay.
That's Chim is helping Pav, but
Yeah.
she's making Pav think that Pav's doing it right, and it's a very
Yeah.
kind of sweet thing.
Oh,
Uh,
Pav is absolutely not doing it right.
Pat can only count to 9 and that's because he's got that many fingers.
Oh no! Which one's missing?
Shh! It's a secret.
Okay,
It's quite obviously.
can I
Just look at
Can
the
I
hands. Oh.
roll
alright.
something to find out which finger's missing?
you could roll a perception check, I guess.
I forgot where I put my gold.
A perception or investigation?
Because you're trying to see which, you're not really you're not able to get hands on with it,
Alright.
so it's less of an investigation.
Alright. Oh, that's a 6. So
I
I'm
mean,
assuming Tia counts to like 8 fingers.
you have like Velociraptor feet. I mean, you're not the best when it comes to digits, so
I guess.
you don't
Yeah,
know what's normal.
I have 3
holding
toes
up
on
her
each
hand.
foot.
Guys, help! I don't know where gold goes on the.
I can fix it for you.
Oh no, there it is. Okay. Wait, do I only have? I have 100 already. Plus another 100, and then the rest.
Tia kind of counts on her hands and then looks at her toes and just shrugs.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have
Wait,
6
how many
toes.
are in the party? Is it 7
It's like lots of us.
It was
at the moment?
including
Not right now.
6.
I mean,
Six.
there's 6 of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would leave 350 for party gold, since Athena took 150.
Okay.
So I have 550. But obviously only 200 is mine.
Yeah.
Yay.
Right. So, looking over here. So Athena kind of goes into the shop and comes back out again, and basically tells you guys, "I'm going to stay here for a bit. I've got some things I want to do." As she said to you last session, basically, that she will meet up with you again, and she also makes a note to mention that if you would like to contact her, the cat that she had is in some way linked to Brekka through the the vine collar that was received. So basically, she tells you to find Brekka and send a message through Cat, basically.
Alright.
She's probably been killed off.
You know that Emily's shouting at you somewhere for saying that, but yeah. So you guys are now kind of
Back on the road.
outside. Well, you can be if you want. It's up to you guys. From this point, you'd have to travel down to Fortune, which is about a week's travel on carriage.
I want to
And then
go
what as
to the general shop.
Okay. A simple shop. Well, there's kind of, it seems like there's two. One's more kind of herbs and cooking kind of things, and the other one seems to be trinkets, odds, like that kind of thing. So I assume you'd like to go into that one the more.
Yes.
Yeah, you enter. A little bell rings as you open the door.
I'll go in as well. I'll leave the car outside.
Yeah. Everyone's kind of it's very, the reactions you've gotten have been very strange. There's been a lot of people who seem to be like it's very imbalanced. A lot of people are like, oh my god, what's that? And some people are like, oh, chill. I've seen that a million times.
Chill.
So you enter again. The little bell rings, and a simple, quaint shop with kind of a wooden floorboard and a desk one end, and what looks to be a counter of some sort leant up against a wall with all kinds of various interesting artifacts. I say artifacts, more trinkets.
Knickknacks.
Yeah,
Little
nicely crafted things. There's some books around, but yeah, it's a very simple but nice little store.
All right. Is there anyone in there?
Currently, it doesn't seem to be, like, the counter doesn't seem to be occupied, but there is definitely someone in. You can hear footsteps in kind of an open door that's in the building. It looks like it's a residence and a shop kind of thing.
Hello? Is there anyone in here?
Oh, yes, dear. I'll be with you in a second. An older-looking lady, around 60, appears around the corner. Hello.
Human or?
Yeah, she's a human. Looks withered and aged, and possibly has seen a lot through her lifetime. Okay, dear. Is there anything you would like, or?
It was me and my companions are going on a quite long journey, so we're just kind of looking to stock up on some basic supplies. I'm thinking rope and oil.
I have some rope and some oils, but I don't have. I mean, are you going anywhere dangerous, or? Because I have 3 health potions.
Oh.
I've been holding on to them for a long time.
How much for those?
They would be 50 gold apiece, but they're not going to get sold, so I probably bad business, but I don't get much business at all. So I would probably half that, considering your situation. I used to adventure.
Tia smiles. That's very kind of you, ma'am. In that case, I think I will buy 2 of those potions.
Very well. She kind of reaches.
Jim will throw in the extra to get the 3rd.
Alright.
Okay. She pulls out what looks like, if you know those kind of tube racks that you have in like secondary school science, one of those, and you see that there are 3 vials of a red liquid, which kind of, as you swirl it, there's a little bit of a gold kind of glow or hint to it. She puts them on the counter, and as you give the money, she goes, "Thank you very much. I recommend you see the world. It's a beautiful place, and of course, it's best to be careful as well. As for rope and the oils, was it?"
Yes, oil or kerosene.
You're looking for jet fuel. Okay. She pulls out what looks to be a relatively medium-sized length of rope. It's around 20 feet long, but it is kind of all bundled up. And for the oil, I don't have any truly flammable oils, but I suppose this will do. And she pulls out.
I'm quite adept at fire. I'm sure I will find a way to make it work.
She pulls out a little it's a very kind of strange wooden kind of crafted container, and she kind of lets you see inside of it, and it's a very viscous kind of thick looking liquid, and and it does indeed look to be some kind of oil. The smell given off by it is kind of, it's got a hint of that kind of petrol smell, but other than that, it just seems like a very, like a plant oil mixed with something else. It's a very kind of strange. You have no idea what it is basically, and neither does she by the looks of it. But she knows it's flammable, so.
Do they not sell like standard lamp oil?
Yeah, I was also thinking about that. Do people not use lamp oil?
In smaller places, not really. They'll use. It's more of a kind of yeah. Basically.
That makes sense. How about like a bedroll or something similar? Don't very much fancy sleeping on the ground.
Bedroll. I don't actually have any bedrollers to speak of. I do have possibly. Give me a moment. She slowly waddles in that old lady fashion over to the room that she was in previously, and comes out with two relatively. It doesn't look like a bedroll to say, but it seems to be a roll of leather. And she kind of puts. It's a very strange thing. It looks like it's possibly used as like a clean hide for someone, like commercial hide or something. But it would work. You'd just possibly need to use some furs or something as well.
And lastly, I will need some sort of bag to carry all this.
I have plenty of bags. Not any stylish or magical ones, but they do the job.
That's quite alright.
Yeah, again,
anything sturdy will do it.
Waddles back into the room, finds 2 packs as Kieran also inquires about a bag, and then brings them through. Other than the potions, these items altogether on their own would probably cost around 10 gold pieces.
That is quite fine.
Alright.
Before we pay, Chim goes to Pav. Pav, just go to the tallest shelf and pick out just pick out something random.
Okay. I go to a tall shelf and I pick out something shiny. Is there something shiny?
Yeah, there is something shiny.
Okay. I pick that up and I present it to Chim.
It's like a
What is it?
a very
This is a fun game.
tarnished, kind of darkened brass mirror of sorts. It's kind of got this
magic item in the history of ever.
It's the One Ring. It's actually the One Ring.
It's the one bracelet. It's copyright.
It looks like a very, very simple mirror, but it looks quite worn and used, and it's got this kind of slight shininess to it, although it is quite dull. But yeah, it does glint in the light a little bit. And the mirror itself doesn't seem cracked or damaged in any way.
Chim, can I have this one, please?
If you turn it around, you can see yourself.
Oh, you
Oh,
should
heck,
have
who's
said that it was
that?
Yeah, you should have said it was someone else.
Pav, now
Oh
don't
my God,
turn around, but that's what your shadow looks like.
Oh no!
No, that looks great!
Pav is having an internal crisis.
Is there
Well,
anything
we'll get that
magical
too.
in the shop?
It doesn't seem like it. It seems like a lot of these items are very kind of spiritual more than actually magical. Some of them look appealing, but they don't look magical, and there is no magical sense.
Nothing like religious looking.
There seems to be some tribal religion kind of things going on, like some of the more northern cultures have a lot of tribal gods, like the gods, because basically, again, the gods themselves are devised after like the first people, basically. Gods are tales of great people who turned into legends, who turned into gods, kind of thing. So, yeah, there's a lot of kind of very strange but unique looking pieces which seem to tell a story, but it isn't quite accurate and makes no sense.
No.
But, it's interesting to look at, certainly, and some of them are very pretty.
this is a bit of a stretch, but you don't happen to have any beeswax or perfume?
I'm afraid I don't really.
That's okay. Figured I would just inquire.
Well, it is always best to inquire. You never know what people may have. If you're looking for it, it's best to ask as many people as you can.
Then,
Would you like anything else, or?
Possibly a blank book or some parchment.
I could look for some parchment for you. Give me one moment, actually. Again, this waddling back and forth. She seems very happy to do it, though. It's a very kind of,
How old does she look?
Yeah, it feels a little bit bad.
late 60s, but she definitely again looks worn, old, and but she looks happy to be where she is. So she comes back with a simple. It's actually quite a sturdy looking hardback book, but it seems to be blank. And she goes, "I've received this a long time ago, and I have no idea from where, but I've kept it ever since, and truly it's something that I've never really used. And well, if you need parchment, then certainly this book would suffice. I don't know how many pages it's got. I've never the bore to count, unfortunately. But yes, it is. Don't say I'd let it go for a gold piece. I don't want to rob you people, but
No, you have been quite generous with your pricing. Not to worry.
thank you very much."
Tia figures she can just use coal to write, probably.
Yeah,
so-
you can use coal. You've got bits and pieces.
All right. I think that total will come to 11 gold for the goods, and then 25 for the potions, if my math is correct.
Yes. And Jim, if you take off, wait, you were buying 2, weren't you?
Oh yeah.
I
So-
got a healing potion and the mirror.
Yeah,
Yes.
quickly, can I ask if there is anything interesting I could buy? Is there anything that's like seems weird or just?
You're being one where you grew up was very kind of in the Horde, but it was in the north of the Horde from your village. So you recognise some of these patterns which are on these ornate kind of crafts and trinkets, and they look interesting. But there's certainly nothing which you'd necessarily be interested in. But it's things you recognise kind of from your childhood.
All right. Well.
Yes. So that would
be a total of 61 gold for me then.
yes, and for the young lady over there, that would be 25 for the potion, and that mirror is something of which I wouldn't mind letting go, since you've done so much good business here for me today. It would be best if you have it for a keepsake and maybe come back at some point. It'd be nice to see you all after you've had your little journey. You see a kind of smile on her face as she, for a moment, is back in her youth when she journeyed around. And there's just something so legitimate about that smile, it's hard to kind of suppress.
Really? I was gonna say that was creepy.
What? No, that's.
I find this
Sweet.
really creepy.
No, we've got ourselves an honorary grandmother here.
Yeah, right?
No, she wants to be young again and go out travelling.
I think this is scary.
Well, like, at least some of us are going to live for hundreds of years, so even if she's trying to steal our youth, we've got some to spare.
True.
That's weird, okay? You guys are weird. I turn to her and I say, before we depart, may I ask your name?
My name is Suzanne. Or Susan, I suppose.
Suzanne. Susanna.
I've been practicing a lot of voices, so a lot of the names are gonna sound weird because, yeah.
It's fine, don't worry.
That's fine. That's something we've had some experience with quite recently with the Richards and
Suzanne,
Ricards and whatever.
Richard.
Yeah, we don't-
Richard. Yes.
What the fuck, Richard?
If we're choosing between Dick and Ricard, then I mean...
Well, I don't want to hold you up for much longer.
That's quite alright. We're not in that much of a hurry, really.
Excellent.
Well, I hope that you have a fine day, Susan. And thank you for helping provide us with these necessary things.
Not a problem. Godspeed to you, travellers, and have a fair travel.
And I walk out the door.
Yeah, I assume the rest
Of
of the
course,
group.
having paid.
Yeah, having
I feel like
paid.
we should head off. If we don't reach another town or village by night, we'll just have to camp in the forest.
Yes, I'm quite fine with camping in the forest.
Yes.
I
You
mean, camping-
guys.
Jim, Pav, are you
Vampires.
okay with sleeping in the forest?
Yeah.
Good.
So as you guys are kind of walking out the village, you walk past the stables, as an option if you guys would be interested. But otherwise, you will continue on the road.
Yes, as we're going, I want to, cover Chim, say, Chim, you are small, right?
That's a little bit rude to just say to someone.
No, I'm
An
getting
astute
onto-
observation.
Well, are you tired at all?
This is weird.
What I'm asking is, would you like to ride Claw, as in it, like?
Tim's
Like a horse.
face just widens. In a little,
Her face widens.
It's kind of creepy.
It's more than kind of creepy. It's
She
terrifying.
She looks really happy, and she just nods. Yes. Yes. Will it bite me?
No, she won't.
There was like a long pause of hesitation there.
I'm
Yeah.
distrustful, but sure, kitty cat.
Don't worry, Jim, it's called Claw, not Bite.
Oh, okay.
Aha!
Thank you for quelling my worries.
And this is why Pav is actually a level 20 wizard. Okay, so you guys travel, and I need to get something up and roll some things.
I'm just saying, like, if you want to ride Claw into battle, I think we can do that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
You should get like a saddle. Like
So-
a cool leather
my God.
saddle.
How?
As I'm riding Claw, can I cast Speak with Animals?
Yes, you
I
can.
love
Cast
Oh,
speak
I
with
don't-
animals.
I'm trying to remember. Can you actually speak with? I remember. Oh, fuck, I have to.
It's an animal.
Yeah, but it was the fact that it's a companion. And that I read it, and it was something about that you can't. It can't talk. Whatever. You can't even. I can't remember. Whatever.
We'll let this happen for the sake of the moment.
Right?
Let it happen.
A very feline voice.
I just
can I-
Tim just
can I make-
whispers, "Hi."
Hello, dear.
Oh my god. Is to everyone else? Am I just meowing?
Yeah,
You kind of.
probably.
It's kind of like a purring sound more than a meow.
That's
Oh my
weird.
god.
It's definitely
what
weird.
What does Claw look like?
It's a panther.
I
Right?
don't know what a panther looks like.
Think of a lion, take the mane off and
No.
paint it black.
Or no, well, a leopard.
It's a
But-
leopard,
Oh my
but like
God.
like pitch black.
Yeah.
I go, Claw, you are so shiny.
I mean, that's not quite true, but thank you for the compliment.
Like
I
your
l-
fur is shiny. Oh my god.
I imagine Chim just rubbing her face into the fur
Absolutely.
while doing this,
Absolutely.
Happiness is a warm cat.
right? I look at Pav and I go, is this like normal? Does this happen a lot?
All the time.
Tim loves cats.
Yep. Jim is actually stands for cat hugger in Ninety body. Yes. Mini body. There we go.
There you go, mini body.
Mini body.
So,
Mini
on the
It's a
first
silent B.
on the first day of travel, you guys and traveling's gonna work instead of doing it day by day like we did last time, because the travel time is gonna be a week and a half to 2 weeks. We're gonna work it as in 3 days, and for every day I'll obviously do DM stuff. But if you'd like to do anything in those days specifically, let me know. When it comes to camping, you guys can set up watch and organise it. 6 hours is the minimum for rest requirement. So, all right. So, for your first evening, you all kind of settle down. Luckily, because of Uragath and also the God Squad, you guys do have the available equipment to set up a proper camp. And the music shall change because you are now in a nature-y place. You guys kind of settle in an open meadow plain, but you kind of you make sure that you're in a not like an open position next to the path, but kind of go off into the fields and set a nice little camp up.
I show off my skills by making the bitchinest campfire.
She makes a bitchin' campfire. For actually no, the only person who's seen this for Nia. So the rest of you seeing this for the first time, you witness as Tia. Which spell are you using? Or are you just using Create Bonfire?
Probably yeah.
Just nonchalantly.
I make a little bit of extra movements, just for flair.
Yeah.
That's a pun, by the way.
Nice.
We're all proud of that pun.
I was gonna say. So, you are adept with fire?
What tipped you off?
The fire.
Nothing. The fire.
Again, very observant.
Nice.
Yep, that's that conversation.
Well, this conversation is flowing.
Jim,
Okay.
Yeah, because it's such a
Well,
hot topic.
sacred
Well,
flame,
not-
so now it's a holy fire.
I have to admit, I don't really know anything about any of you.
Took us a good
Well-
long while to learn your name.
Seats.
Have we
Haha,
introduced
fire
ourselves?
pun.
Have we introduced ourselves?
Yes, we introduced ourselves.
Alright.
Who knows?
Most likely.
This
I
man's
don't-
just been following us.
I don't remember what most of you are called, but that's fine. I'm sure you don't remember most of my names either, so...
Tia's the important bit.
I remember your name, Volo.
I mean, you put those two together, you got one of, 5. But sure, yeah.
And
Yeah.
all right. So how are you guys gonna set up watches and that kind of stuff? Just so I know.
I want the morning ship, so I can see the sunrise.
Okie dokie.
I'll take middle.
And who wants to take the first?
There's 6 of us, so 2 can be awake at the same time.
Jim and Pav.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Me and Nia, probably.
All right.
Nia and Kieran.
Yeah, that's fine. On the first few days, well, that's a fun roll, isn't it? On the first few days, it is really peaceful, and the midnight is lovely, and you guys really are sick of watching and nothing happening. DM's
There's no
lament. This is what
vampires.
this is. Oh yeah, there's hundreds of them over the hill.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
Right.
just watching them. Like watching pigeons at the park.
As you guys head more and more southward, the weather gets more and more warm. It's hardly noticeable, but it is there. It is noticeable in, well, a little bit. As you guys continue down, you're now you went past the monument of Vador's Tears, and have now kind of reached kind of again a very kind of, there's a lot more wheat fields and stuff out here, and there are actually a few towns about. I say a few. There are various towns about and villages. Villages being kind of little farm homesteads, and towns being commercial areas which are protected by the sea guard and stuff. You guys begin to make your way past Vador's Tears, And for the next set of evenings, okay. So on the second day, well, I say second day, 5th day of travel, as you guys move down and head southward, the evening is cold, colder than the days that have been, colder than the evenings of time past as well. There's something in the area. It's a strange feeling just being there. And as you guys settle down for camp, God Squad, on your shift, can you please make me perception checks?
I'm rolling my new dice.
Are those the frosted ones?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. 11.
Okay, and for you, Jim?
19.
Okay. Pav, you just feel uneasy. And you two have felt a little weird, and for the rest of you, it's very much been kind of a side note. But for you two, it's been very prevalent. You hear Chim, as you're kind of sitting there, and Pav's kind of trying to figure out how much gold she actually possesses. You hear whisper, more than 9. Yeah, you hear faint whispers, and they don't sound natural. They almost sound like they're coming from around you, and they're close to you.
Are they saying anything? What?
It's very inaudible, and it seems like they're speaking a variation of common, which is known. It seems like very old common. And again, you can't source a single output for it. It seems to be everywhere.
Okay. Is this while we're on watch?
Yes, this is in the evening. It's beginning to get dark.
Okay.
And it just gives you more of a kind of chill than you felt in the day.
Okay. So, are the others awake, or is it just me and just me and Pat?
By this point, the others have gone into at least sleeping.
Okay. I don't say anything
Okay.
until the next shift that
Okay.
comes up.
So as the next shift happens, you awake Uragath, and you may tell him of what you have experienced.
What do you want?
I thought I had morning. No,
No,
wait.
I was middle.
He's
okay,
middle.
yeah,
They
yeah,
were.
Yeah, right.
I wait until Pav. I act like we're going to sleep, and then after a while, I sit up because I don't want to concern Pav. I say, Uriga,
What is it?
listen.
I'm listening.
You may make a perception check.
Alright. Blow into the hand. That is 21.
Oof.
Unnatural. Yeah, 21. Fuck.
You hear a whisper all around you. It's strange. It's almost in the background, and you see a flicker from behind a tree.
I'm standing up and I'm slowly taking out my sword.
Jim gets her axe.
It's
Do we want to wake up?
I'm gonna
Jim?
gesture and kind of put my finger to my lips and go, not make any sound, but kind of, shh, don't make a sound.
almost like a lantern. It flickers. It seems to have an orange glow, yet it seems to have no real source. It just seems to be coming from the behind of this tree. As you guys kind of approach this strange light, which you've only just recently seen, the whispers get louder.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn to say, okay, just I'll go check it out. Wake everyone up. Anything.
As you approach, as you try to get, I assume you're trying to get closer to it.
Yeah.
Okay. As you approach, can you make me a perception check, please?
Another one.
Another perception. Sorry, a stealth check.
Oh, a stealth check.
Yeah.
That was close.
I assume you're not just running over there. Ooh, look, a thing.
14.
Shiny.
Must have. Oh, that's not good.
Oh, that's what you want to hear the DM say.
No. Okay. Sorry, that wasn't about the roll. A roll of 14. Actually, I should probably do that thing, shouldn't I? Huh. You approach it, and as you look around the tree, looking at head height, at the lower point of your vision is a glowing orb, kind of white with a faint orange-yellow glow around it. It seems inactive and seems to be moving in a very strange way. It kind of zaps around, like a very ecstatically. It looks very uncontrolled. And if you want to make a history check to see if you know what this is, although it doesn't seem to be aware of the fact that you are currently looking upon it.
Alright. Can actually roll. 15.
You think you've heard something to do with lantern spirits and spirits that wander battlegrounds or places where innocents have died. And this is a representation of them. They're not necessarily friendly, although they're not usually that aggressive. It doesn't. You know that a lot of spirits and things like to lure, and this doesn't seem to be doing luring necessarily, although it does seem like it's trying to make light or move around.
I don't know what to do.
Jim's just stood at the edge of camp, just.
And I still see the camp. Like, how far away am I?
Around 15 feet.
I'm just gonna look back and kind of, in a sort of, it's not dangerous. What?
And how are you conveying all of those words?
Shrug.
Okay.
But you shrug, but you're staying there.
Yeah.
Walks over.
You, being of a religious background and you have basically religious knowledge. This is a wisp. These are evil, basically, and they're evil spirits. This is definitely an active whisk. It's just a whisk spinning. It's making some souffle.
Oh, a haunted souffle.
Ooh.
A bouffle.
Oh my god.
Or a souffle.
Oh, I like that too.
So many good ones.
It is a wisp, and it seems to be trying to attract attention by mocking campfire light, lantern light. Although it does not seem to be aware of your presence.
So these things are evil.
Yes, they're evil, completely evil, and with how kind of the caution you took towards it, you didn't even have to roll a stealth because it rolled so badly on its perception. It seems like it's very active in focusing on trying to recreate that kind of lantern light.
Okay, so I kind of motion for us to return to camp.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, we both go back.
The whispers
Okay.
kind of subside as you walk away.
So it's trying to imitate. It's a wisp. It's evil. Just putting that out there.
I've heard
Trying
about
to
them
imitate
before.
Campfire. If it's trying to imitate campfire, I presume it's trying to lure people in, perhaps, and then
Well,
kill them.
look, I'll stay and keep watch and see if it does anything. If you want to stay up, you can.
Use any spells today? I'll stay up. Sure. We both stay up until.
You can make light conversation until something happens.
Yeah.
At one point, the wisp kind of comes out of the tree. It seems to dissipate, and a shadowy figure seems to kind of, where the wisp was, seems to kind of emerge. This figure looks like some kind of soldier wearing very old armor, simple chainmail. He's kind of limping on the floor, and as he kind of collapses, this thick smoke which he was made up of dissipates, and the spirit seems to have gone. But yes.
Okay.
After that, the whispers are still present, but the wisp seems to have gone.
Wait, so well, there we go.
But you guys do see far off in the distance that what looks like a lantern light moving through the forest. Well, I say the forest, moving through the fields basically, and kind of in a wheat field moving around. Far off though, it's far away.
I think let's just leave that alone.
Good idea.
Cool.
All right, Chim, you finally get some sleep. The final
Stay
watch,
up.
because that happened, I get to roll again, and I get to get nothing. Tia, your watch is boring, other than the embrace of the sun as it rises over the horizon.
Presuming Tia has done this, all the other shifts as well, but Tia tries to pray to Sol as the sun rises.
Yeah, and you hear the whispers too, but it's almost as you pray, they seem to be drowned out, and there is definitely some. You had a divine presence as you prayed, almost as the sun gave its blessing back to you.
That's nice.
It's a very nice feeling.
I try to convey the sort of message of, hey, I didn't forget about you. Something bad happened. Not my fault.
Yeah, and you kind of finish your pray as everyone begins to wake up for the next set of days of travel. And we will start next session with you guys traveling again.
Yay.
But for now, we have finished.
We
Fucking wisp.
solved the wisp puzzle.
Just ignore it. We'll go
Yeah,
away.
Nothing.
My wisp puzzle.
Well, I mean, don't worry, guys. I mean, it was only a wisp, right? I mean, nothing's bad happens around those things.
I kind of
No.
felt. I don't know.
Does anyone
Well-
tell Tia about the wisp?
Thank you for watching.
I don't think they
Yeah. When in
Oh.
the morning, when everyone
Oh.
wakes up, Tim just let him know
Yeah.
that wisps
That's
are
good.
about. Beware.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we'll tell them.
Pav is specifically told not to go near pretty lights.
Ah.
Oh heck, there goes my evening plan.
Yeah, and you like pretty lights, Pav.
Thank
Are
you.
we still live or what?
Yeah, we are, but we're finishing up,
yeah,
so.
Hello. Thank you for if you watched.
Stream more
promised
video.
Action in the future.
Don't
when we
sound so
find-
sad when you say it. Have some, we promise more action and
Alright,
adventure.
okay, let me do that again. Thank you very much for watching. And if you didn't catch this and you're watching us on YouTube, thank you as well. If you are, subscribe. Wink.
You're a sellout. You're a filthy sellout.
Cool.
We'll be live next time.
Yeah,
Next time.
next Wednesday.
Well, hopefully I'll actually roll for, actual encounters.
Yep.
Yeah, but it was good. I like the mystery. I was like, what's this light gonna be?
And there's more mystery to come. Right. Again, thank you very all for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.